Hey, happy Wednesday. Today I wanted to share something that I got from a home inspector. And this is really, really different from aviation, of course, but sometimes we get some of our best ideas for ways to present our product or service or to show how our product or service is better from a completely different industry. And the nice thing is, when you apply these things, there is no way that anyone could say that, you're copying someone else or you're just like them or, anything else because you got it from a completely different industry. So that said, uh, interest rates in our area have gone down pretty significantly. So we're refinancing what's left of our home loan and to get a better interest rate. So the part of that process is we have to have our home inspected, which is kind of disruptive and other things, because we've got somebody coming into our home and looking around and everything. And this home inspector, I think, did a fantastic job because he sent an email and it was probably 600 words or more. So this was a really, really long email. But the nice thing about it was that he sent very, very detailed instructions of what he was expecting from us. And, it's been a long time. In fact, I don't think, well, this was a new home when we bought it. So we've never really had a home inspector in quite the same way, or at least I haven't. So it was really helpful to me. So in this letter, I'm going to tell you a few things that he did and a few things that we can apply in our industry and why that helps. So uh, first, he kind of explained his background. He said he's been doing this for 35 years. He appraises everything from foreclosures to multi-million-dollar homes. He works with a lot of big name real estate companies in our area. So he's kind of establishing his credibility here so that we feel like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. This is not his first home inspection job, and so on. And then the second thing he did in his email is he made some specific requests. And it was a very well organized email with, bullet points and ordered lists and everything else. So the first thing he asked for was an email with a list of the items that we've added to the home since we bought it, just to make sure that nothing gets missed. So we're adding our air conditioner and the dishwasher and the purifier and everything else. We feel good about that. We've also added their solar panels and everything else. We felt good about that because we feel like he's listening to us and he wants to know, he wants our input and he's asking for that in a specific way. The other thing he said is that when he comes to do the inspection, he'd like to have all the lights on, all the doors opened, and everything else because he's going to be walking through the house and taking a lot of measurements and things like that. So he really does need to see inside the closets and everything. And he said he's not focused on clutter. He's just focused on wear and tear and other things that impact the value of the house. So that kind of put our minds at ease and let us know what to expect. He also said, it's fine to accompany him on his tour of the home and everything else, but please don't talk to him while he's doing his process because he becomes very focused. And of course, being pilots, we're thinking this is like a pre-flight inspection. You don't want someone walking around with you and chatting while you're doing a pre-flight inspection. You want to be focused on the items on your checklist. So I totally get that. But I can see how it might rub some people the wrong way. He's just taciturnly walking around their house and taking measurements and things like that. So what this actually did three things. First of all, it established his credibility and the expectations up front. So that probably prevents a lot of misunderstandings and squabbles and things like that where people disagree with his appraisals because people had a chance to be heard. They understand where he's coming from. They understand his background and so on. By giving us very specific instructions, it helps him do his job more efficiently, because we'll have everything ready for him, and we'll help him do his job. And then the third thing is it makes it a better experience for everyone. So I know he's not looking at the piles of paper on the kitchen table. He is looking for wear and tear on the carpet and other things like that. So I'm not going to spend my time knocking myself out doing things that don't matter to the inspection. So, what does this mean for you in your industry? You've probably been listening to this thinking, now if I do a specific process with perhaps buying or selling aircraft, or doing something that people aren't accustomed to every day, maybe this is something that I can do. Send a checklist ahead of time saying, here's my background, here's my process, and here's what to expect next. And that really helps people understand better what it is that you do and help you do your job better and prevent those squabbles and things like that. And also feel like they're having a say in the process. So, if you're in one of the legal professions, or if you're a physician, or any other aviation profession that has to do with consultations or anything like that, the more you can outline your process and your expectations, the better people are going to feel about it. And they're going to feel like you're a professional and you know what you're doing, and they're going to respect your opinions and your thoughts. And it'll be easier for you to sell your product or service because you have an outline, and because people have good experiences with it, and they'll give you good reviews and everything else after the fact. So that's our Wins Wednesday. Consider having a process and sending a very, very detailed letter or email before you get started with your process.